How's it going, guys? I'm your host Korban Gaming. Welcome back to this week's Adventure Quest release video. So today we are doing the Adventure Quest release because the Dragon Faber release got delayed to tomorrow. But boy oh boy, we have a huge amount of stuff to go through this week. Okay, so the stat revamp is finally here after over 2 years. So this is going to be a very lengthy video. But before we go through the stat revamp, I'm going to go through the SnuggleFest release first. So this year we had a few new items. Okay, I don't know if they're going to do a new quest next week or whatnot. But honestly, I don't really care if they do a new quest or not because the whole excitement for today's video is actually going to be centered around the stat revamp. That being said though, the SnuggleFest items are actually really good. So good in fact that some of that the miscellaneous item actually got nerfed even before I had time to make the video. But you can get it from clicking on this event page over here, blah blah blah. Here Twilly talk some nonsense, and then you can click on each character's portraits and then finish up all of them, and then you'll be able to unlock a shop. So I got all of the items to test out. There are new weapons, shields, as well as miscellaneous items. So there's 3 weapons, melee range magic, there's 1 shield, and then there is a miscellaneous item. So let's go through them one by one. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the pet and the guest first. Okay, so first up, weapon, Love Struck Hand Cannon. This is the magic version. Okay, it's Magic Light Wand, has no true special, 50% chance to fire either a 2-hit or 4-hit attack, has a 0.1 base lean and neutral accuracy lean, sacrifices 20% of weapon damage worth 15% melee to regenerate some amount of MP at the end of turn, when striking bleeding foes with weapon attacks. Mastercraft compresses a toggle that charges 100% melee worth of SP to cause your light spells to attempt a something percent melee bleed per hit with a 40% save and a 40% DC to cleanse per turn. So mob has a minus 10 penalty to the save. Inflicts with intellect overlock versus mob's endurance overlock. This can activate up to 4 times per turn. Okay, so this is actually a wand now. Personally, I don't really like wands for a mage build. I much prefer staffs and, you know, maybe like your cutlasses. Though cutlasses, I think they are classified as a wand. I'm not really sure. I think they're classified as a sword. But yeah, wands have been like really weak for mages in general. Tomes are one of the best. But yeah, staffs are wands, sorry, are just not very good. Okay, let me go ahead and bring a light spell in here. I forgot. What do I have? Gatekeeper seal. Okay, let's just use that. This is something that everybody can get. I'm not sure if this has the full 4 hits. I think this is only 3 hits, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember if I have a 4-hit light spell specifically, but we will use this to test out. So first impressions, the info subs on paper looks pretty decent. Let's go and test it out because as you guys know, info subs really don't tell you the full picture. So you really want to do some testing. Okay, so regular attack. Let's do the regular attack first. Oh, that's the 4-hit already. Very nice. Okay, does it even do anything? I don't know. 3-9. Okay. It regenerates MP. Let me go ahead and cast some spells. Okay, let's do this. Okay, 1979. Now let's attack with the weapon. That's the 2-hit. Okay, the healing is about 30. Not very good. It's about 30 MP heal. Let's see if the 4 hits heals more. Can we get a 4 hit again? It's either 2 hit or 4 hit. Yeah, didn't say the chance for each one. Regenerate is about... Okay, it's based off the monster's light resist and based off how many hits you can land on it. So the monster's light resist, this is 100%. Let's see, do we get fatter heal? No. So no matter whether it's doing the 2-hit or the 4-hit, you're still only going to be healing about 30 MP. That's kind of crap, okay? When striking foes with bleeding. Okay, the foe is not bleeding, probably takes a penalty to this. I'm not really sure. Let's go ahead and do the light attack, the light spell, sorry. Let's make the monster bleed. Okay. Hello? Oh, you need to toggle it on. Okay, 392 SP per turn. This is pretty hefty cost. Okay, let's see. Power 1 bleed. It's yeah, and bleed is a permanent effect, just so you guys know. Okay, let's revert it back to normal. Let's see how much we heal now. 871. Oh, it's healing about 130. That's actually not bad. Okay, about 150, not 130. That's actually not bad. Wow. Okay, 150. Let's try and stack this higher. Gatekeeper seal again. Oh wait, I forgot to toggle it on. Does it go higher with a higher bleed? Let's see. It's per hit, so the more hits you do, the better. I can't recall if there's any multi-hit light spell. There's a dodgeball spell, I think. Is there a light version? Yeah, I think there is, which is basically a fireball Z clone. That will work the best with this, but unfortunately, I do not have the spell, so I can't really test that out. I do hope that they will go ahead and bring that spell back. I really, really want it. It was a raffle item, I believe. Yeah, resuming normal casting. Okay, let's go with Gatekeeper Seal. 1, 2, 3. Power 1. Of course, you can inflict bleed in other ways. You don't really have to use the wand. It's just that if you're using the wand, you're not really wasting an extra slot on anything else. Okay, power 3 bleed. This is nuts. Look at the bleed. 1k bleed. Freaking crazy. Okay, now, normal casting. Let's do 673. Let's see how much we heal. 824. So yeah, it caps off. Yeah, you're not really getting increased healing, I think. Yeah, okay, the healing, I don't think it matters. You can pretty much hit the healing cap. Is the with just one cast of the wand. So unless you would just want to inflict more bleed, bleed is quite or status effects in general, or dot effects more specifically, are quite interesting for mages because mages are more offensive oriented. So these sort of things that takes a while to build up might not be that great for mage builds, but for like something that's more defensive oriented, like rangers or maybe even the new warrior, FD warriors that they are trying to introduce, that could be better. So I don't really know how I feel about this. Maybe it's an attempt at trying to introduce FD to mages. I think it's a pretty good weapon. Okay, the bleed itself is super duper powerful, and I really love that. The MP heal, not that useful in my opinion, but I guess if you can get a full stack of bleed with one cast, then you get like 150 MP heal, which is alright, I guess. It's not the best, but it's definitely not bad either. So overall, this weapon gets like a 9 out of 10 for me. Minus 1 point because bleed doesn't really synergize that well with a mage build, in my opinion, because mages, you're more focused on bursting down enemies. Okay, next up we have the Love Struck Caliber. Okay, so this is the ranged weapon. It's a ranged light spear slash bow. 0.25 base damage lean and neutral accuracy lean. Can toggle between 0 special mode and a 2-hit bow mode. And for Mastercraft Compressors, a toggle that charges 100% melee in SP per turn to attempt bleed per hit, inflict dexterity overlap versus mob's endurance overlap, or on a 40% save. So mob has minus 10 penalty, and with a 40% DC to cleanse. Also has Z token versions. Okay. Attack. 1, 2. Oh, it's doing melee damage. Interesting. Why is it not doing... Wait, what? Why is it doing melee damage? Yeah, why the heck is this doing melee damage? I think it's bugged. Okay, it's probably bugged. Hang on, can I click on it? What? This is Love Struck Caliber, right? Oh, wait, I got the wrong one. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I got the wrong one. Okay, this is the... Yeah, no wonder it looked funny. Okay, bayonet mode. Okay, this one doesn't do anything, I think. Okay, we change it to Heartbreaking Intent. Bayonet and cannon attacks. Wait, what? So what's the difference? Oh, okay, there we go. I think one is... Does it say what's the prop? 0 special and 2 hit. Oh, okay. How do I toggle on the... Okay, 392. Bam. 0.667. That's a little bit weaker than the magic version. Is it because I'm only doing 2 hits? Let's try with a 4-hit armor. Let's try with a 4-hit armor. Wish Fever? Wish Fever is 4 hits. Dismount, attack. Okay, power 1. Oh, okay, so 4 hits gets you the full power. 3 hits with the spell already gets you the full power. Do I have a 3-hit armor? Let me think. I don't think I have a 3-hit armor here. Does 3-hit get you the full power of this or not? What is 3 hits? I don't think I have a 3-hit armor. Never mind, that's okay. So this one, it doesn't really heal any MP. But let me see. What makes this better than the magic version? I don't really think this is better. Okay, this allows you to swap modes between 0 proc and like a 2-hit bow mode. So I guess that's the advantage it has. That's the differentiating factor it has over the magic version. Overall, I think the magic version is still more useful, but of course these are for different builds. Now, last but not least, you have the melee version. Okay, this one looks like a freaking bow. That's why I thought like, wait, what the heck is going on? Okay, so Love Shark Sworderless, melee light sword, neutral damage and accuracy leans. Mastercraft is a simple plus 5% damage dealt in addition as a flavor effect. The first time you attempt an attack with this with the weapon, if the bleed status is on the foe, you will eat the bleed status and convert it to a strength boost and luck boost status lasting 3 turns. Every 100% melee worth of bleed that you eat will give you the listed stat value divided by 2 to both your strength and luck for 3 turns. So eating 100% melee in bleed with the level 150x will give you 58.5 strength and luck for 3 turns. You can eat up to 200% melee worth of bleed per turn, which means you can get a maximum of 117 strength and luck per turn. Woo! Wow, this is a really good weapon as well, in my opinion. Okay, the foe is not bleeding. Let me go ahead and make the foe bleed. Okay, let's use let's use the magic weapon. Let's cast the spell. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, I need to toggle it on. Damn it, I keep forgetting. Okay. So there's no toggles for the melee weapon, and the melee weapon can't make the foe bleed, which is unfortunate. So you're going to need to spend another equipment slot that inflicts bleed of some kind in order to make the weapon great. But that being said though, I don't think the weapon is bad at all. In fact, it's very, very good, and you don't need to click it to toggle it or anything. Just press attack like the mindless warrior that you are, and then boom, and there we go. Oh my lord. 117 to both stats for 3 rounds, and this is only the first time I attempt an attack with a weapon. Okay. Wait, what? What? Oh, okay. Okay, war off, but hang on a minute. What the heck? 66.9 for 7. Wait, I can just keep eating it? I can keep stacking and I can keep eating it? Hang on. Oh. It doesn't go above 117, I think, but still, it's like 10 rounds. It's basically a permanent boost at this point. Oh my lord. Enemy's probably gonna die before I even finish eating everything. Oh god. Oh god. Wow. Wait. Okay, I'm probably not doing this properly, but oh man. Yeah, it's basically a permanent strength and luck boost. Jeez. Of course, this is against combat practice trainer, so don't expect it to, you know, be 100% infliction rate like against combat practice trainer. But the shield though, the shield, let me see, is a light shield. Mastercraft is plus 20 bleed potent. So this helps with your bleed infliction. I think this is the first and the only bleed potency shield that we have right now. So this will help greatly in inflicting the bleed effect. Wow. Which one do I think is the best out of the 3 weapons? I don't know. I think they're all decent. Okay, I'm leaning heavily towards the melee weapon and the magic weapon. The magic weapon, the heal isn't like mind-blowing or anything, but I think it's still great. But I think the true winner here really is the melee weapon here. Strength and luck boost. So pure warriors. Oh my god. This weapon is almost a must-have, I would say. And then you inflict bleed of some sort. You eat it, you get like the permanent boost from this. And then like, boom, you just smack through everything. Oh god, that is crazy. And I don't know if this works with other stat boosting spells. If it does, that'll be even more crazy. In fact, let's go ahead and test that out right now, because I think you guys kind of want to see that. Man, I am spending a lot of time talking about these SnuggleFest items already, but I think they are really good. That's why I think it's worth spending the time to talk about how good they are. You know, as much as I love to shit on the devs, I think that, you know, when they make great items like these, you gotta spend time to praise them, to talk about them, so that maybe, you know, they feel more inclined to give us similar items like that. What I don't like, however, is that a lot of people are already starting to call for the nerfs to the items. Like, come on, give me a freaking break. Guys, the items have, like, that's what people want to see. That's what gets people excited for. That's what gets me excited for the game. Like, oh my god, this weapon makes me want to try out a warrior build. Like, when you give or when you introduce some very good items, you know, you plant that little seed into people's head that, hey, this is so good, maybe I might want to consider changing up my build to make the game interesting, to play the game more, okay, just to try out how great this new item is. That's something that, you know, as a game dev, that's something that you want. So yeah, this is great. Okay, let me go ahead and cast Buffal Lot first. Okay, so we get 105 strength, and then we switch over to the melee version. Let's go and eat up this blind. 117. Oh, okay. So it sort of doubles. Oh, hang on. Wait, oh my god. This stacking though. Okay. So the luck is the same. The luck is unaffected. But for the strength boost, wow, if you do that, you're basically getting like multiple classes of Buffal Lot with just one bleed stack from the weapon itself. I don't know if there are other more powerful inflictions of bleed in the game. If there is, it's even better, which means you can eat even more of it with the weapon. Oh my god. Okay, what happens if we do it the other way around? What happens if we inflict it with the weapon first and then we cast Buffal Lot? Because as you know, stacking in this game, there's no real like standard that they follow. Sometimes it's a little bit different depending on how you eat the which order you do stuff. So let's test it out in both orders. Okay, let me go ahead and eat up this. Oh, there goes the special. Okay, let me go ahead and cast Buffal Lot right now. Oops, out of SP. Buffal Lot, boom. 109 for 5 rounds, and then if we continue to eat, okay, yeah, it's the same. Basically, no matter which order you do it first, it's the same. Wow, this is crazy. It's basically a permanent strength buff for warriors. Very, very good. Last but not least, the miscellaneous item, the only item out of the whole set to get nerfed, and it was nerfed so quickly. Goddamn. Okay, it's a neutral miscellaneous item, non-elemental. So all the costs below are after a 1.2 times cost penalty. Wait, there's a cost penalty for neutral? Okay. Gives boosted BKH and gives boosted damage to and reduce damage from bleeding foes. Mastercraft compresses a quick cast skill with a 1 turn cooldown, so can cast every other turn. That applies 1 turn of celerity to 1 turn of celerity to the player. So it's player only. This causes 120% melee in SP due to being always useful, but it can eat up to 120% melee worth of bleed status on the foe to mitigate the cost. So if there's enough bleed on the enemy, the cast is free. Oh wow, okay. You get 10 BTH, you get 1.22 times damage boost. Okay, the damage boost is standard. The BTH, I don't really know. We don't have a lot of BTH boosting items. 10 BTH, I think it's not bad. Resistance, okay, the reason why people are saying this is so great is because this 0.5 times damage resistance, even though yes, 50% damage resistance, miscellaneous items are like all over the place, they're super boring. This one is for all freaking elements, guys. Doesn't matter your foe is hitting fire, water, wind, ice, energy, light, dark, earth, whatever, anything. Okay, I don't know if this applies to void and harm or not, but yeah, it's basically an all-in-one damage resistance miscellaneous item as long as you have bleed inside of your build. Whew, wow, that is great. But of course, this only triggers against bleeding foes. So the downside is that you do need to inflict bleed on the foe. Successfully inflict bleed, mind you. So if you fail the infliction, this miscellaneous item is not really going to be great. But you know, with the potency, I believe you are able to land this quite easily. So yeah, look at that. Okay, let me go ahead and cast the bleed. Cast Gatekeeper seal for the bleed. Oh my god, not enough resources. Dang. Heal. Yeah, I need to toggle it on again. Okay. So you get the BTH, you get a damage boost, and you get the resistance as well. That's crazy. Okay, SP cost is 106 SP per turn. That is pretty expensive, but on top of that, you can also okay, if you get a full power 1 bleed, okay, you can use this. Consumes bleed status to reduce cost, will cost 0 SP, 1 turn cooldown, and then there we go, straight up 1 turn of celerity. Unfortunately, this is only for the player, so your pets and guesses are not going to be able to enjoy this celerity, but I don't really think that's a big deal because it's still really good. Like, there's an update now. The nerf is that Love Shark Scope now only provides 75% of its listed bonuses for the damage and resistance effects. So only 20% damage gets adjusted to 15%, which means instead of a 50% damage reduction, you are only getting 75% of 50. That will be, my god, I can't math. 75% of 50 is 12.5. 25. I think it's about 37.5 if I'm not wrong. So yeah, only getting 37.5% damage resistance. But it's resistance against all elements, so that's still pretty good. Okay, and the damage boost is not as good as the standard damage boosting miscellaneous item anymore, because nowadays the standard is basically 20%. This is only 15%. Okay, and the celerity cost now checks player level rather than item level for the cost. I don't really think that affects it much unless people are trying to use the level 5 version to abuse it, but still, it remains a very, very good item. Wow, this makes bleed almost a must-have for many builds in the game, notably warrior. Yeah, warriors are going to, have the time of their life with these set of items. Very, very good items. The shield, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not anything special, but bleed potency is not something we have yet. And because of how well it synergizes with the weapons, it deserves an 8 out of 10. The miscellaneous item, pre-nerf, I would have given it 10 out of 10. Post-nerf, I think it deserves a 9 out of 10 still. A very, very strong miscellaneous item. All in all, I'm very happy with this set of items. I think they are great, and I think you guys should definitely pick them up regardless of your build. Maybe consider try incorporating bleed into some of your playstyles, because I think these items are, very very good. I can't find any other ways, any other vocabulary to describe them. Right? Pick them up. Definitely worth it. Now, on to the main part of today's video, which is the stat revamp. Damn, we are 20 minutes in already. Okay, I'm sure this is what all of you guys are waiting for. So mechanic changes. Range no longer starts at low damage and increases as the battle progresses. Instead, it keeps track of how many hits connected or missed and adjusts your accuracy plus damage based on this. The adjustment depends on the number of hits connected minus twice the number of hits that miss, and your BTH modifier becomes blah blah blah, some weird formula. You can look at all of these on the Battleon forums. I'll also be posting this in my Discord shortly after this video. This has no cap, but if the BTH modifier exceeds plus or minus 20, then there's a further penalty. Also, it doesn't affect attacks that auto hit in any way. Now, this one, people are saying it's good. I haven't really tested it out yet, and I sort of left the whole dexterity and range damage discussion because I'm not really very well versed in rangers, so I left the discussion up to rangers, and I think they came up with something that's decent. Unfortunately for this, it means that minus 30 lean gives a damage boost based on minus 30, but a penalty of minus 40 BTH instead of minus 30. That is pretty huge, but then again, if you're going up to like minus 20 BTH lean, something crazy like that, you're already going to have a little bit of trouble hitting. Of course, you can avoid all these or mitigate all these with the use of the Chopper spell that I want to talk about from the Golden Gift Boxes. This one, Brady was the one who brought it up to my attention. I think it's a really good spell. It includes some sort of a small mini game inside of it. I don't remember if I have it or not, but I'll go ahead and buy it if I don't. And you can also use your New Year's Surprise spell, which is a straight up BTH boost, and your set boost spells. And for Rangers, it's basically free Moonwalker's Grace. Okay, minus 40 lean gives a damage boost based on minus 40, but a penalty of minus 60 BTH. Yeah, so even if you stack all the BTH buffs, you're still going to have a very hard time landing hits against monsters that even regular defenses. Of course, you can use Death Loss. So in a way, this sort of makes Death Loss items useful as well for Ranger builds. So you can stack BTH as well as use them in combination with Death Loss items to make sure that you can get the full damage boost out of this. Of course, not everybody will want to go for damage. For those who want to go for BTH, then good for you. If you miss a lot of attacks, then you get more BTH, allowing you to land your attacks more easily. So it's sort of like a seesaw. Yeah, there's a balance whether you want more damage, less BTH, or less BTH, more damage. Something like that, okay? Personally, I'll be going full damage all the way, and I think the way to do that is to buff up your BTH to an extreme amount. Use skills that have plenty of hits to build up to the maximum lean as quickly as you can. And then as for the extra penalty, some people might want to not exceed that lean so that you don't get penalized for it. But I feel that, you know, if you can kill the monster as quickly as possible, then that penalty shouldn't really matter to you. And eventually you're going to miss. So once you miss, all of that is going to go back down again, and that will allow you to hit the monster more easily once again. So all in all, I think it's a pretty decent change. To do more testing to find out. Pets and guesses have had their damage lower and their upkeep costs increase. We all knew this was coming. We all hated it. I freaking hate it. But yeah. 60% melee worth of effect for 21% SP and MP in upkeep. The new one, it does 45% melee of effect for 30% in upkeep. So yeah, this is a very heavy nerf to guesses. You're getting 15% less power and you're paying 9% more for guesses. Okay. But the caveat is that both pets and guesses now use main stat plus charisma for BTH instead of dexterity plus charisma. Okay, so this has been a change that has been a very long time coming, even longer than the stat revamp itself, to be very honest. People have been asking for this change for a super long time, and now it's finally here. So as long as you have a main stat, you no longer you're going to be getting a huge accuracy buff to both your pets and guesses. And according to Brady, I think it's somewhere between like 16 to 19, something like that. I don't really know what's the exact numbers, but yeah, it's a pretty noticeable buff, which is good because pets and guesses have been missing so freaking much. Okay, does this increase in BTH offset the increased cost as well as the reduced power? I don't know. I think more testing needs to be done, but from my battles just now, most of my pet and guesses were landing their hits. Okay, I'm not seeing them miss as much as they used to, which is a very good thing. But power-wise, I don't know. The cost increase, I don't really know if I felt it or not, because I've been using it with my Fae and Creature 72 setup. So at the end of this video, or somewhere in between this video, okay, Jada actually did ask me previously to do a comparison between the new and old guesses. So before the revamp happened, I actually made a video clip of all of the more popular guesses that people use, so that I could compare them when the new stat revamp drops. So I'll be testing out some of the guesses here, and then I'll be comparing it with the old guesses. I'll put the clips either side by side or up and down, depending on which one looks nicer. But I think the, what do you call that? The aspect ratio is going to be a little bit ugly. So seek your understanding on that. You can skip forward if you just want to look at a comparison. Okay, lucky breaks. At the start of your turn, there's a chance of you converting one condition on you into a boon. So for Bleed, Burn, Disease, Poison, Prismatic Burn, Spirit Seed, you gain regeneration. I already experienced this earlier. I think it's pretty good. One turn, power 5. Power 5 is actually pretty strong. Okay, it's only for one turn though. But that being said, I think this is fantastic. Blind Choke, the Cold Panic, Empowerment. You get one turn, Elemental Empowerment of 1.357 damage for all elements. That's really good. Brain Drain, Buffet, Cripple, Entangle, Off Balance, either Strength bonus, either Strength boost, Intellect boost, or Smooth, which is Dexterity boost, based on your higher stat, with your no drop being a tiebreaker. One turn, maximum of plus 156.33 stat. Oh my god, that is crazy. But then again, not many monsters actually inflict all of these effects anyway, so I don't think it's such a big deal. Control Daze, Fear, Freeze, and Variance, basically any stun effects. You have a 50% chance of Celerity, player only, one turn. That is fantastic. Defense loss, you get a one turn defense boost of plus 30 blocking. And some people were saying this actually works with Tropo Shield. Yeah, this actually works with Tropo Shield. Let me go and test it. See if I can get it to proc here. Okay, I'll just wait. Fire, right? Okay. Let's see if it works with Tropo Shield. So you can get it to work. Okay, so we got a death loss. You can turn it into a death boost. Yeah, of course, you wouldn't be relying on this because with 250 luck, okay, you basically have a grand total of 20% chance to turn it around, which is still very, very low, so I wouldn't really rely on this for it to give you some sort of fat boost, but when it happens, it's very good. It's one of those things whereby, oh, there we go, 30 to blocking defenses. There we go. Alright, 20%, I would say it's not super high, but it's not like super low either. Will you see in battle? I would say probably, if you're lucky enough. You know, that's literally the name of the stat, luck. But I think it's a good change, because even though when it doesn't proc, it's useless, so you're technically wasting the points if this doesn't proc at all in your battle. But when it does proc, it's actually very good, so I think it's alright. For Ellie Round, you get 1 turn of Ellie Shield, 0.643 times damage, same element as the Ellie Round. Okay, Mind Lock, you regain mana. Any element with 40% of a standard spell cost and MP. I think there's only one monster in the game right now that inflicts Mind Lock on you. That's like the Iron Golem. Fragile, you get Tenacious. You get 1 turn max of plus 156.33 Endurance. For Repulsive, you get Sway. So this is the same as the main stat. So instead of, you know, a reduction to your main stat, you get a boost instead. Except these are for your substats, and unlucky, you get lucky instead. The chance is equal to luck over 50 to a max of 5%. Okay, and then the style bonus gives you another 15%. So if you have 0 luck, you are not going to be able to use this lucky break at all. Attribute updates. Attributes now have style bonuses that kick in when you have at least 155 in that stat point. 155 is a bit weird. Initially they were saying 150, but now it's like 155. Okay, I don't really care because I'm going to chain 250 anyway. They scale linearly and reach their full value at 250. For brevity's sake, all the values listed are at 250 set. So because they introduced this style bonus thing, I feel like this is, in a way, is limiting the creativity of how people can build their characters, because if you want to take full advantage of a stat, you really want to hit like 250 or at least 155 to get the maximum power that you can squeeze out of that one stat that you're investing in. Anywhere lower than 155, you're not getting the style bonus, and I would argue that anything lower than 250, you're still not taking full advantage of it. So in a sense, you know, builds that use only like 50 points in one stat, they try to do something funny, try to do something unique, that's not really going to work that well anymore. So I think they're really trying to push people to 250 in 3 different stats. I mean, of course, I'm saying this for Guardians, okay? For Strength, full defensive armors now convert to Warrior Lean, increasing outgoing damage based on your Strength. At 250 Strength, said armors will deal 1 time outgoing weapon damage and take 0.8 times incoming damage. A lot of people ask for this, a lot of people support it, so it's a good change. Style bonus, weapon attacks deal extra 10% damage. This doesn't affect weapon special nor bow attacks. Initially, this was supposed to be plus 15%. People are saying it's too good, so yeah, whatever, yada yada, they toned it down to 10%. It's still great, don't get me wrong, but I would have loved to see it be 15 instead of 10, right? Who doesn't love more power? This doesn't affect weapon special nor bow attacks. This one, I don't really like the second line because I was theory crafting before they actually added this line in. I was theory crafting what if we could make a strength dex hybrid, which has never been done before and has never been viable before. Okay, but now that they added this line in, sadly, the idea once again becomes not viable once again. So yeah, no strength dex hybrid, that's not going to work. Okay, very, very sad that I didn't get to try that out. I really would have loved to try out a strength dex hybrid and see how crazy of the numbers I can push. But because they added that line in, maybe they hurt me, I don't know. I never posted it anywhere official. I was just theory crafting it in my Discord server. But yeah, looks like that's not happening. Style bonus, backhand. When attacked, you hit your foe for a single hit that follows your weapon type and element, worth 2.5% melee per hit. This is not very useful in my opinion. It's sort of like, I don't know, it's not really backlash, it's not really dodge slash, it's just more like extra hit, but 2.5% melee is not going to be noticeable. It's a very, very piss small amount. Okay, but yeah, initially they wanted this to be choke. I think choke would have made this like superbly better. Like choke is just way, way better than this 2.5% melee per hit. I don't hate this, but at the same time, I felt like they just stuck with the choke idea. This would have been much better. Dexterity. Okay, it no longer grants a bonus to your blocking. So yeah, you can use dodge builds with any basically any stat build, okay, is not reliant on stats anymore with regards to dodge. I don't know if I like or hate this. Dodge did get quite a heavy hit because you no longer get bonus to your blocking regardless of which stat you train. Previously, you could get a little bit more blocking if you train dexterity. Now you can't anymore. And on top of that, there's also a global 5% accuracy flaw. So there's a 5% chance that enemies are going to hit through you anyway, which kind of sucks. Style bonus. Weapon special and bow type attacks get a bonus based on the item's proc rate. Okay, attacks that are tagged as weapon attacks, weapon specials, but don't receive effects from a weapon. Example, Lieutenant Law's shield are also boosted by this. Who even uses that? They have an assumed proc rate of 100. So, style bonus, attack gains plus 4.25 BTH. So basically, if you have 100 proc rate, you're getting an extra 15% damage boost. This is great for fully defensive rangers who love to use 100 proc weapons. For 0 proc weapons, I'm not sure what the boost is, or do you even get any boost at all? But yeah, this is actually a big buff to fully defensive rangers. Do I think they need a buff? I don't think they need a buff. They are very strong build, but at the same time, it's not a popular build because of how slow it is. So I think this damage boost sort of helps to speed up the battle for them, which is nice because the biggest downside of playing like a fully defensive beast ranger is how long it takes to kill the enemy. So with this damage boost, that should help it quite a fair bit. And you combine it with the BTH and damage leans that they're trying to play around with for dexterity, I think you can make fully defensive beast rangers into an almost like pseudo offensive type of build. You're giving them more offensive power and you're not taking away anything from their defenses, which makes them basically almost the best of both worlds. So that's actually great. Intellect, oh my god, intellect. This is the thing that I have the most gripes with. Intellect, yeah. Nothing for us mages here. Style bonus, Wall Breaker. Spells receive a bonus when hitting an element below 100% resist. This directly affects the resistance. Effect that depends on the monster's resistance. Usually won't respect this, though they probably should. Okay, so this one, Wall Breaker, pretty useless in my opinion. Okay, the formula, if you work it out, there is almost no cases where you would want to use the Wall Breaker effect over a harm spell. The harm spell does cost a spell slot, yes, but literally every single mage build would carry Necromancer around. And with Necromancer, you can just use like your fear or something. There's already freaking harm damage built into Necromancer. It's not a strong harm spell, but most harm spells aren't damaging anyway. So is there a difference to me? No, there really isn't much difference. So this is actually a pretty useless thing. I get this and I understand this. Everyone is saying mages don't need a buff. I agree, okay, but at least give us something that's useful. This is completely useless. Wall Breaker, you see no use, okay? Everybody who's running Intellect runs Necromancer. Necromancer has already a built-in harm spell. Why would you want to use a normal resistance spell over a harm spell for a low resistance monster? The buff to the damage isn't even that fantastic. It's piss poor, okay? And there were so many ideas that were thrown out for Intellect, but yet the staff listened to none of them. Instead, what they did was they just buffed the formula for this, which did nothing because the buff still kind of made it useless. So yeah, one suggestion that I had was for like a damage floor for mages. This really isn't like a power increase. Okay, it's more like making it such that mages don't deal below a certain damage amount per hit. I don't know what's a good formula for that, but I was thinking like mages shouldn't do below like 100 damage per hit, something like that. Mages are burst builds anyway, so they're already going to be doing high damage. Damage floors won't kick in except for foes with like low resist or something like that. So that actually makes them good or usable against these monsters. I was thinking maybe it shouldn't be affected by damage caps as well, but people are saying it's too good, blah blah blah. But yeah, in the end they still chose to go with this silly Wall Breaker idea, which I think really sucks. So yeah, I hope that they will consider changing this to my idea instead, because I don't like Wall Breaker, and from discussion I don't think anybody likes or find this Wall Breaker idea useful at all. Mages don't need a buff, but give us something useful. When every other build is getting something, when every other stat is getting something useful, give something to mages as well. Bro, you're giving mages something, but this something is completely worthless. Okay, what is the point? Charisma, style bonus, guess baseline is increased by 5%. to 50% melee. So instead of 45% damage, if you're not running Charisma, you now get 50% damage out of guesses, or 50% melee worth, okay, depending if your guess is damaging or effects or whatnot. You're getting 50% melee out from your guesses instead. And at the start of the guesses turn, there's a 20% chance of the guess performing a ferocious strike this turn. So it's not based off number of hits, it's based off turns. So if your guess does many hits, all of the hits will ferocious strike, or all of the hits won't ferocious strike, okay? And having its output doubled. So basically, if you have 250 charisma train, you have a 20% chance of the guess doing 100% output instead, which is very good when it happens, but when it doesn't happen, it's sort of wasted. It's the same as the lucky break argument, okay? If it doesn't proc in the battle, you're basically going to be wasting that stat. What's different from the lucky break is that lucky break, you're mainly training luck for lucky strike damage, initiative, that sort of stuff. Nobody was training luck before for the lucky break effect, and I don't think people will be training luck now just to use that lucky break effect. Whereas for guessers, if you're planning on playing a Beastmaster build, you're planning on investing 250 points in Charisma, you are definitely going to be wanting to bring a guess. So, Beastmasters will use this all the time, and if it doesn't proc, then it's basically, you're only getting 50% melee output out from the guesses, which is, you know, only 5% increase from people who are not training Charisma. Whereas compared to stuff like your lucky, your luck stat, if you're training for lucky strike damage, there are items that can boost lucky strike rate, such that you will be able to use the lucky strike damage 100% of the time. So none of your points gets wasted. But we don't have any items that boost ferocious strike rate yet. And I personally do not think we'll see any items like that because of, you know, all the freaking nerf crowd complaining about how OP it is when it's not even freaking released into the game yet. What the heck? Like, come on, why would you want RNG? RNG is like the worst thing you want inside of a game. People are talking about reliability, and your 250 points, you're only getting like a 5% melee output, okay, and like a 20% chance every turn of, you know, getting a ferocious strike. The ferocious strike doesn't happen. Well, great, because all your 250 points is only going into extra 5% melee power, okay? And to top it all off, this also doesn't affect booster guesses. Like, what the heck? Why not? Why are they excluding stuff from this boost? So people that use booster guesses, basically are not going to see any use out of training Charisma at all. Right? So 100% of the time, you're getting extra 5% melee out from the guesses. If you train 250 points in Charisma, 20% of the time, you'll see that 250 points be very good, and the other 80% of the time is basically wasting 250 points in a stat for extra 5% melee output, which sucks. Okay, you can talk about 80%, 20%, that sort of stuff, but to me, inside of a battle, it's either the ferocious strike happens or it doesn't happen at all. If it doesn't happen at all, congrats, because those 250 points are wasted. If it happens, well, then good for you, because you're making even more use out of that 250 points. Because there's no way to boost this chance, I feel that Charisma is not a very good investment right now. At least until they introduce some, ferocious strike boosting item. Yeah, then I can see that, wow, Charisma is definitely worth training, because, you know, you can double your guess output. That'll be really freaking good. Okay, Endurance, style bonus, once per 10 turns, breakout of a stun. This is applied first before any other unstoppable effects. So previously, this used to be a small chance, but now it's once per 10 turns, so it's guaranteed, which is amazing, like a guaranteed breakout of a stun. Okay, again, I don't think Endurance is a stat that one should be training at endgame, because at endgame, I feel like you're better off investing your points elsewhere, because like I said, any extra HP at the end of the battle is technically wasted, or any extra HP over 2958, which is your base HP amount, at the end of the battle is wasted, because your Endurance is not going to be doing anything for you. Okay, this sort of makes Endurance a little bit more useful at endgame. Okay, because it's guaranteed stun break. I'm not sure how many bosses stun you, or heck, in today's meta, okay, if you have the proper resistance, the chance of bosses stunning you are not going to be very high. And yeah, there just aren't many bosses that actually stun at all. So is this really as useful as I make it out to be? Maybe, if they implement more stun bosses inside of the game. Endurance is a stat that's very good at lower levels, but at higher levels, I just feel like, most people wouldn't need or use this stat. Luck, okay, so no longer grants a bonus to your blocking or BTH. Style bonus, extra 15% lucky break chance. So if you have 250 luck, you basically get the full 20% chance to lucky break. And other changes, monsters with endurance now have less HP. This is great for casual players, okay, because they can now kill monsters more easily. However, for endgame players, I don't really like this change because monsters die a bit too fast for me to try out everything. Yeah, and updated many combat log messages. Don't know what changes that. Attacks that auto hit now have their BTH lean to a max of plus minus 20. So auto hit weapons are no longer auto hit anymore. What is the point of this change? Like, this is a freaking brain dead change to me. So all auto hit weapons only go up to a maximum of 20 BTH lean now. So you're telling me auto hit weapons still have a chance to miss. In that case, what is the point of a auto hit weapon if it's no longer auto hit? Right? They nerfed dodge, but they also nerfed auto hit, which is just, I don't know, it's just stupid. It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? What? Spellcaster Lean no longer affects healing spells. No thank you to Sapphire Catalyst, Brady Simmons. Fuck you for basically calling for this change. Not that I really care, because honestly, I just use potions anyway instead of healing spells. But it's enough to to basically any mage build healers. But for mages, do they really heal a lot? I would say not that often, because most of the time the monster will be dead before they even need to heal. But yeah, it's still enough nonetheless. Attack hit chance can no longer go below 5%. So yeah, no longer how much blind the enemy inflicts on you. Global accuracy floor is 5%. So yeah, make of that what you will, though I don't think many enemies actually inflict blind. The most notable one that I can remember is from the Jack's boss fight gauntlet. Okay, that one, for right when it was first released, okay, you had some monsters in the gauntlet hitting you for like minus 100 blind or something like that, and then you could never be able to hit them anymore afterwards. Okay, give me a moment here, because right now I will be showing off the charisma changes, because these I think are the biggest changes. Okay, so you guys can do a comparison of that. Alright, now I'm gonna try and do the exact same thing and see if the as from my testing previously, and see if they how big the nerf to the charisma stat is. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video here. So let's go attack, bam, bam, and then you can look at the numbers here. 155%, that's the same. Hang on, it's the same. Did they? What? Honey? Hang on a minute. Have they actually changed this yet? Is it bugged? Still doing the same amount. Okay, the barrier is noticeably lower, I think. Yeah, the barrier is lower, but the alley round sort of remains the same. Wow, okay. Queen Ajaya, barrier is slightly lower. Attack. Poison. Poison, I think, is about the same as well. Does it only affect damage? Hang on. Melee output should affect everything. Melee output should affect everything. Yeah, I think it's bugged or something. Maybe they haven't. Okay. Oh, there's the ferocious strike going off. Okay. I'm not really seeing much of a difference here. Are you guys seeing any difference? The MP cost is, I would say it's... Yeah, the cost is noticeable, definitely. Is it huge? It's not as huge as I would think it is. Let's go again. What was I trying to do here? I have no idea, but let's go. Right, so yeah, you guys can do a comparison. The cost-wise, I'm seeing a little bit of difference. Power-wise, is almost the same. I want to say it's almost the same. That's interesting. I mean, it's only 10%, so maybe it's not as noticeable as I think it would be. Alright, time for C72. Okay, the cost is definitely very noticeable now. Oops. Okay, that's a ferocious strike. Oops, okay, hang on. Let's do fear. Okay, actually the power is the same. Huh. Wait. Yeah, this is very odd. The power is the freaking same. Why? Have they actually made the changes yet? I'm definitely seeing the cost difference, but in terms of power? Yeah, the power for effect stuff is still the same. Is this even updated or not? Very, very weird. Okay, Bun Banneret, get on out here. Death boost, yeah, it's the same amount. What? I'm seeing a reduction in damage, but effect power remains the same. Hang on a minute. Right, Lord? Okay, 11.6. Oh, okay. So status potency got reduced by like 2, which is honestly not a big deal in my opinion. Yeah, like 2 is really not noticeable, but the damage-wise is a little, just a little bit lower. Not really that big a difference. Ninja Lawyer Assassin. Okay, let's do choke. Alright, 6.97, 7.48. Yeah, choke is a little bit weaker. Some effects are the same. Some effects are a little bit weaker. Have they not applied it to everything yet? Maybe they haven't applied it to every single status effect in the game. Oh my god. I hope this doesn't get it nerfed. I think it will, probably. Sadly. Sadly, I think this is gonna get it fixed, but you guys wanted to see a comparison, right? I hate myself. Why do I have to do this? Yep, damage is definitely noticeable. Effects wise, I think some effects are not really there yet. That's why you can't really notice it. Okay, let's test out the next one. Okay, now that we have Linus, let's go and test him out. Take this away. Okay, let's look at the shrink. 0.504. Yeah, this is also the same for some odd reason. Okay. Legion Fenrir? Oh, it needs to attack first. Okay. The damage is a little bit lower. Let's go Berserk. Minus 15. This Berserk amount is the same as well. Yeah, the Berserk amount is also the same on Legion Fenrir. Okay, very interesting. I think there's still a lot of bugs for the stat revamp. That's why some people are saying the Warriors backhand doesn't work 100% of the time, something like that. So yeah, lots of bugs here. Should I do the comparison video now? Or should I wait? Okay, now let's have a second round of testing. So here we are going to do Legion Cryo Cannoneer. Let's look at the damage. This guy is just a pure damage guess. Okay, that's the ferocious strike going off. Yep, you can't really click on this guy, so I mistakenly thought you could, but no. Yeah, the damage reduction is noticeable for sure. Mogotron. Some effects don't really work that well. Days is still the same. Yeah, most effects, the power-wise, is the same. So I guess effects guesses are the way to go, not pure damage guesses. I don't know if this is intentional or not. Probably not intentional. But yeah, only some effects are affected and damage is affected. But a lot of other effects are still not affected. Power 3.3, one round. Second one, 4.95. Okay, a little bit weakened here. The burn is affected. Okay, let's do mosquito. Let's look at the healing. So it healed 140 HP previously, now it heals, okay, 152. I guess there's a little bit of variance here. Heals 312 mana, now it heals 276. Heals 202 SP, now it heals 180. Okay, back to HP. 176, now it's 172. HP not that noticeable, but I think MP and SP are the noticeable ones. 210, now it's 222. Okay, it's almost the same. Yeah, almost no change basically. Oh, Ferocious Strike and 279. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, almost no change. For Mosquito, that's good because I know a lot of people use that. Shogun Ansatsu. Come on out. It's a token package item, by the way. Oops. Okay, so 66618 go. Now I want you to attack. I was having trouble clicking it before. Damn it, silly me. Okay, let's go again. Let's look at the damage. I would say it's about the same. Yeah, I can't really see much of a difference here. Just a very small decrease, I think. Now let's have you hit for win. Okay, that's the Ferocious Strike. Oh, Ferocious Strike again. So yeah, when it happens, it's very good. But when it doesn't happen, it's not really that good. Okay, that is it without the Ferocious Strike. Now for the nuke attack. Yeah, the wind portion seems to be a bit weaker. The fire portion is about the same, but overall it's a little bit lower. Unless, of course, you get this very nice Ferocious Strike to go off. You guys should probably make a tally of how many times Ferocious Strike is going off in this battle. Yeah. Slice and dice. Oh, Ferocious Strike again. Okay, now throw your water bombs. Bam. I think burn power is a little bit decreased. Yep, for sure. Void Awakening Skull next. Chi-Shield, right? Okay, how much are you gonna give me? 145. Oh, it's about the same actually. Oh, okay. Monster is dead. Goddamn. $184. Yeah, actually it's about the same, to be very honest. 492. Oh, Ferocious Strike. There's more damage. Okay. Heal SP. How much is it healing? Just a teeny little bit. I think yeah, I can't really tell the difference. So if you go again, oh, I'm already doing Mocked In, okay. Yeah, the heal is not great as per usual. Now for Mocked In, I think Mocked In would be about the same, honestly. Wait, is it damaging now or what? Okay, damaging now. Paralyze, paralyze, paralyze. Paralyze, yep, it's the same. I mean, I'm not sure how much difference you expect it to be. Let's do Grimlord. There's the Ferocious Strike. Yeah, overall it's a little bit lower, but you know, if you get a Ferocious Strike off, it'll be very good. I still don't really like the RNG. I prefer it to be base damage. Alright, final round of testing, we have the booster. So, I'm gonna go ahead and bring out Essence of Carnage. So, previously it was healing me for 353. Oops. And 500, 183. Ooh, wow, that is very, 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 very noticeable. Dang, okay. 325? Oh, wait, hang on. Now it's healing more? What? 300? Okay, maybe it's about the same on average. 0.906. Okay, let's do Backlash. 55 down to 49. Not horrible, but not the best either. Yeah, I think this is okay, but I don't know if it's bugged or anything. Now we'll look at our boosters. So previously we were getting 27.8%. Now it's 23.2%. So it's about a 4% nerf to damage to boosters. I don't know why they want to keep nerfing boosters, honestly. I think boosters are fine. Like it's basically the difference between doing 10,000 damage and like not 10,000. It's basically the difference between 20,000 and like 30,000 damage. It's not gonna matter. 41.2 and 15.4. Previously it was like what? 49.4 and 18.5. Yeah, like I said, it's not huge, but it is still a nerf nonetheless. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the specific element boosters. Okay, 38.6. Let's use it with a fire weapon. Now it's 32.2. Okay. Yeah, so a nerf to all booster guesses, definitely. This one there's no debate because boosters, they cannot Ferocious Strike, unfortunately. No idea why they decide to remove that. Whew, so if you're pure build and you want to use boosters, do not train Charisma because you're not going to get the full benefits of training Charisma when using your booster guesses. Okay, that's it for the guess comparison. I don't know if some are still bugged or if this is going to be the final form. If this is going to be the final form and most of the effects are not going to be untouched in terms of power, then hey, this is actually not bad. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Guys, maybe I've been overreacting a bit too much to the guess nerfs, but I think after looking at all this, I think they are acceptable. Yeah, you can't really judge based off numbers, info subs, all your stupid math formulas. You really have to test it out in game to see, to have like a good feel of whether or not something is great or something is bad. And after this like very small preliminary comparison, I think it's actually okay. I think the guesses, the nerf to them are okay. But like I said, I don't know if some of these effects not being weakened, are they bugs or they will be fixed in the future. So maybe we'll do another comparison in the future once they get fixed, because I know there's still a lot of bugs going on, not just with Charisma, but with some of the other stats as well. So I will be releasing a lot more specialized build videos and definitely ideas which you guys can look forward to. Okay, I know there's not a lot of comprehensive testing in this video apart from dexterity, but apart from charisma, sorry. But this video is already so long, and I think it will be better if I make like specialized videos covering each stat and doing more comprehensive testing of each stat in a lot more greater detail, and maybe giving you guys some build ideas which you guys can go ahead and try out. It's a very exciting time, and I think most of these changes I am quite happy with. So overall, good job on the staff for this stat revamp. But please fix all these bugs. You know, they keep delaying this, which I don't mind, but after all that delays, they said they were doing testing. you still have so many bugs. So I'm like, why are you spending all the time testing? I don't understand. Like, you know, they keep saying that the delays were due to testing, but like, after your testing, you still have all these bugs inside of the game. So what are you really testing? I don't know. But overall, I'm quite happy with the changes. I don't think they are horrible. And most stats are a winner. Overall, this is a win. But some stats, I wouldn't really call them losers. It's more like they don't really get anything. Like intellect, okay? Strength and dexterity, they definitely got a whole lot out of this. Intellect, they didn't lose anything, but they also didn't gain anything. If you're going to ask me what's the most meta build to that, I would say, I don't know yet. We have to do more testing. Who do I think is the biggest winner? I think the biggest winners of this stat revamp for now is going to be pure warrior builds. Pure warriors, I mean 250 strength, 250 endurance, 250 luck. Okay, those are the bigger, that build is the single biggest winner here in my opinion, because luck, you're getting that lucky break, endurance, you're getting that breakout of stun chance, blah blah blah. Dexterity, I think the ramping part, you can pull off some crazy shenanigans with your trouble spell, but that one would sort of require you to invest in intellect, so it's more of like a hybrid build. But rangers, fully defensive beast rangers, I think they're still okay. And with the buff to pet and guess accuracy, I think it sort of does offset the increase in cost as well as slight decrease in power. The decrease in power hasn't applied to everything yet. I don't know if it will, but I think it's still okay. Intellect, Warbreaker is useless. Please go ahead and change it. Endurance, nothing much to say. Nothing much really changed except for the breaking out of stuns. I don't think Endurance really needs more touching up. Charisma, I hated it before, but I think right now I'm okay. I'm putting the pitchfork and the torches down. I think you guys can calm down too with this comparison video. It's not as bad as we think it is. As for luck, I think it's a very good change. The BTH and blocking wasn't really doing much for it. So with this lucky break thing, I think it's a lot more useful, even if it is RNG. So all in all, the stat revamp, I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think I'm happy in most things. Intellect and charisma, I'm not, not charisma. Charisma, I'm sort of okay with. Intellect is the one thing that I'm not really happy with. I hope they really change that. And apart from that, fix all of your bugs, then I think we are good. Yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of this stat revamp down in the comment section below. I love to hear everyone's thoughts, opinions, feedback, suggestions on what you guys would like to see after this huge change, okay? And till the next time, I'm your host, Revamp Gaming. Peace out. Bye-bye.